Today we have two new multitools to check out. They both are very different, but they're both from Badger Outdoors, and the first thing I noticed is that the box they came in are very nice. Considering they both cost about 30 to 40 bucks, yeah, these boxes are very nice. These actually might be the best boxes I've had a multitool in. Yeah. So for a gift, this might be pretty nice and worth considering. Yeah, let's start by opening them up. I have no idea which one is in which, so let's start with this one. And here it is. And here's the other. As you can see, on the inside, yeah, they're very presentable. Which is pretty nice, at least if it's for a gift. If for yourself, yeah, it's up to you, but for a gift, this looks super nice. So yeah, let's take them out and let's see what else we have. As you can see, it says pouch inside. Yeah, this is not a pouch. But yeah, let's take out this insulation. It's probably beneath it. And yeah, here's the pouch. The pouch could be better. Feels pretty cheap. Yeah, it doesn't feel so good, but yeah, I would prefer a better pouch and a worse box, but yeah. Yeah, this one has a very nice box, and the pouch could be better. As you can see, here's the paperwork for the first one, and let's open up the other one's out. This one did lift up, so yeah, I guess it should go like this. The first one was the attach, and here's the second one. It's the same pouch. This one has some bits inside, so yeah, pretty nice. This one also is a brochure. Yeah, you can pause and read if you want. Yeah, I have a bunch of boxes now, so let's toss them to the side. I have no table space, otherwise, yeah, here are the pouches and the tools. As you can see, they both are very different. This is a knife-based multi-tool, while this one is pliers-based, so yeah, they're pretty different. Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting to compare them and yeah, check them out. So firstly, let's see what we have. Let's start with this one, which is the smaller one, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. As you can see, the main part just actually comes with these large spring-loaded scissors, which is pretty awesome. I've not seen it yet on our multi-tools, but yeah. Let's see what else we have. It does have these levers on the sides. I guess they are for unlocking tools. I guess they lock in place. Or yeah, it does lock in place. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So there's the knife. Let's open up the other ones. They're not quite as easy to get out. Oh, almost broke my fingernail. Yeah, the tools could be a bit looser. At least the owl was very hard to get out. The rest are, yeah, a bit easier, but still they move very stiffly. As you can see, it's hard to show it, but yeah. To compare, let's compare it with this ROXON Light. Let's try and show it. Let's apply the same pressure here. I don't know if you can see it at all, but yeah, this one moves way later, while this one, yeah, needs a bit more pressure, which might be just over tightened, so yeah, maybe not an issue. But yeah, as you can see, we have a knife, an owl, a serrated blade, then we have this multi-tool blade which has a can opener, bottle opener, and yeah, a wire stripper. Then we have a saw and a file, which has yeah, a ruler on the other side. And yeah, everything seems to lock in place, or not. Don't know, the knife doesn't fix at the moment. Oh, I guess everything needs to be in place. Then it locks in. Yeah, now it locks. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I guess it doesn't work when the R tools are out. Yeah, automatically deactivates. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. So yeah, now the knife simply moves around, and when everything's back in, now it locks in place. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Besides that, it does also have a pocket clip, and there's also a screwdriver on the other side. Yeah, also locks in place, and it unlocks with a liner lock. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, looks like this. This is a bit of a smaller one, but still, yeah. I guess most of the space is taken up by the scissors, as they are pretty large. Actually feel pretty nice, I would say. There is a slight jiggle on them, but yeah, on most of scissors like these, there's at least some movement, as the legs are pretty long, but yeah. So yeah, that's the first one in a nutshell. Now let's check out the other one, which is more of a standard multi-tool, as yeah, it's pliers-based. It's pretty similar to the standard Leathermans and yeah, other tools, but this one is actually spring-loaded, so that's very nice. I like spring-loaded pliers, as yeah, they're easier to use, but they're not that common. I don't know why, but yeah. Yeah. Let's see what else we have. Let's close it up. Start from the outside. As you can see, we have this multi-tool branch, or whatever to call it. As you can see, yeah. Then we have a pretty decent knife, which actually opens up very smoothly for a multi-tool. This action feels very nice. Just to compare, this is my favorite multi-tool so far, and the budget range at least. This is the ROXON R. How it compares. Yeah, I'd say the opening mechanism is very similar. Works very well. And this thing actually costs less than the ROXON, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Also the blade shape, as you can see, is very different. So, yeah, as you can see, they have very different blade shapes, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised how easy it moves, considering it's not the most expensive tool. Yeah, pretty cool. Then we have this file with a ruler. Yeah, which also opens up pretty easily, but in order to open it, you need to open this part up. Yeah, to get it out. Yeah, so far everything does have a liner lock, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, and on the other side, we have these massive spring-loaded scissors, which feel pretty good. Yeah, let's see how they compare to the ROXON ones. They also have pretty large ones. When comparing the size, let's say they're pretty similar, but they have different types. As you can see, this is more of an emergency or medical scissors, as they have round up tips. And yeah, for safety, which is actually pretty nice. While these ones are more pointy, as yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. Then lastly, on the outside, we have a saw. Yeah. Let's say it's a saw, feels pretty sharp, fairly sturdy. Yeah, pretty cool. I believe that's it for the outside, so yeah. Check also the movement. Oh, yeah, that's not that good. Yeah, as you can see, the whole tool moves quite a lot, which is not too good. Meaning, let's try and squeeze them up. Can we feel the movement? Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a bit of movement. Yeah. But yeah, still, the pliers feel very nice. Yeah, they're very smooth. Just might be some tightening issue. Not sure. So yeah, this is quite a lot. Let's compare it to the ROXON again. There's barely any movement. How's this one? I'm actually pretty sure it started moving even more. So yeah, don't know how long it will last if all of pressure is applied. So yeah, it might actually break over pressure. So yeah, need to see about that. But yeah, now let's check the inside. Besides the pliers, as you can see, we have wire cutters which do have exchangeable blades. So yeah, it's pretty standard. But yeah, when it comes to our tools, as you can see, these do lock in place, so that's pretty cool. On one side we have an awl plus a screwdriver, which do lock in place, both, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, they unlock by pressing them like this. So yeah, the locking mechanism also seems pretty nice. There is a bit of movement, but not too much, so I like how sturdy, fast they lock in place. Yeah, pretty cool. And on the other side, let's see what we have. These ones also are a bit stiff when opening them with your nail. Yeah, it's not the best. Yeah, these ones also seem to lock in place. And yeah, also the movement. On this side it's a bit more. Don't know if you can see it, but maybe you can hear it at least. But yeah, on this side we have a cutting hook, or yeah, a rope cutter. Then we have a can opener, a bottle opener, and a flathead. So yeah, pretty cool. I like that it has a rope cutter, at least if it works pretty well. I like them. It can be used also as a seatbelt cutter, or yeah, whatever. But yeah, if it works well. We'll test it a bit later, but yeah. Yeah. The locking mechanism seemed to work very well on it, so yeah, pretty cool. And yeah, I think it's time to test them. So let's start with the knives. Let's start with some paracord, see how they cut. Start with this one. Yeah, it's not the best. Needs quite a bit of pressure. Yeah. Now, this one. Yeah. This one can technically be opened by one hand, but yeah. It's a bit hard. Yeah. Let's see how it cuts. This one is definitely sharper. Yeah. This one's sharp. Yeah, that's good. And to compare it, let's test it with the ROXON R with the S35 VN blade, which so far is the best blade on the multi-tool I've had, so yeah. It's actually, the sharpness is pretty comparable, so let's test again with this one. Let's say the sharpness is pretty similar. The ROXON is slightly sharper, so yeah, pretty cool. Let's see if it can slice paper. Yeah. This one didn't cut, but yeah. Overall, for a multi-tool, yeah, not bad. Yeah, pretty cool. Let's test also with this one, but I'm pretty sure this one won't do as good. Yeah. Yeah, struggling a bit. Yeah, it's not quite as sharp. But when it comes to opening it up, this one feels very nice. So, a little bit of sharpening might be pretty awesome. Yeah. So now let's compare the scissors. Let's find them. Let's see how they cut. Let's open them up on all tools. And to make this more interesting, let's compare them both with the ROXON scissors and the ROXON ones, which are pretty massive. They'll probably compare better to these ones, as they're pretty similar. Yeah. For this, let's start with some paracord, see how they cut. Yeah, these ones cut very well. Let's compare them with the comparable ROXON scissors. I'd say they cut very similarly, but when comparing them, I'd say I like these ones actually a lot better. As, yeah, they feel a lot better. Don't know if you can see it, but this part where the finger goes, it's a lot wider than on the ROXON. These ones bite in the finger, so it's not that comfortable to use them, yeah. While these ones actually feel pretty nice. And now, the large ones. Let's start with this one. And let's see how it cuts. Yeah, cuts, I'd say, pretty well. Don't know how much I like the placement of the scissors. Don't know, for me, when squeezing them, they twist. Yeah. I guess it has something to do with the geometry. As I try and squeeze them, they automatically twist in my hand as the pressure is on one side. It's quite strange, as on the other tools it's not like that, but it might be because they are on the other side, so yeah. I've never actually experienced it, so yeah, pretty strange. Maybe I should use them like this. Yeah. Let's check. Maybe this is better. Yeah. This way actually feels quite a bit better. Yeah. Now let's compare them to these ones. Oh. Yeah. I guess I might have dulled them up already, as yeah, they used to cut a lot better. I did some tests on them, so this might be my bad. I might have abused them a bit. But yeah, these ones cut pretty well. But are they better than these ones? I would say. Let's test them a bit more. Yeah, I actually like these better. Yeah, it's a bit strange, as larger scissors are usually better, especially these ones have thicker everything pretty much. Thicker scissors, thicker handle, and yeah, but these ones feel pretty awesome. Yeah, so let's see how they compare when cutting a belt. Let's start with these ones. Yeah, cut very well, I would say. Let's compare them with the ROXON ones. Yeah, these ones are a lot better, I would say. At least when it comes to the scissors, these ones are better. Yeah, now let's see how these ones cut. Yeah, these cut very well. Let's compare them with the ROXON. Yeah, I might have messed them up, but yeah, they still cut pretty well. But when it comes to comparisons, if I compare them, both the Badger Outdoors tools do better. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'd say when it comes to scissors, they know what they're doing. So yeah, pretty cool. Now let's give it a bit of a harder task. Let's see how they cut the stick zip tie. Yeah, normally multiple scissors are not meant for this, so yeah, let's see how these compare. Let's actually start with these ones. Yeah, a bit of a struggle, but yeah, no problem. The pressure when applied also feels pretty well. Let's compare it with the ROXON. Yeah, this is where the ROXON scissors are way worse. It's just so painful to cut with them, especially something where there's pressure needed, as yeah, they jam in the finger. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, my finger looks like this, and it's quite painful. When these ones actually feel quite a bit better. Still can feel it, but yeah, quite better. But now, the larger ones. Yeah, for zip ties, this is a massive improvement. Now, the ROXON. Oh. When it comes to zip ties, ROXON cuts the best, so yeah. Larger scissors, better for zip ties. Yeah. And finally, it's also tested with a branch. Let's say you need to do a bit of pruning and you have only your multi-tool. Let's see how they cut. This is the ROXON. Yeah, it's pretty painful. Now this multi-tool, see how it cuts. Yeah, again, it's a bit better. It cuts pretty well. Yeah, it feels a bit better, I would say. Yeah. But now, the bigger ones. Start with this one. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good. To compare the ROXON, yeah, obviously this one does the best. There's a lot of pressure needed, as yeah, it's the biggest one, has the longest handle, and yeah. But overall, I'd say these ones are actually pretty nice. I like the scissors the most, as yeah, as you saw, they work pretty well. And yeah, when it comes to the other tools, the knife also worked very well. This one might need a bit of sharpening, but yeah, still pretty cool. Yeah, they both do come with pocket clips, but this one is not quite sturdy as I would like. It does move a bit. This one actually also. This one is a lot worse. Yeah, for sure. It's the first time a pocket clip has moved quite as much. As you can see, this is the ROXON, and yeah, it doesn't move at all. Was this one? Yeah, that's not too good. Let's see how it affects, how stable it is. Let's take our pants off and let's see how they fit. Let's start with the smaller one. Let's firstly see how it fits in the smaller pocket. You can see it's pretty compact. Actually fits in the smaller jeans pocket, so that's pretty cool. And let's see how stable, how sturdy the pocket clip is. Will it fall out if you're running around? Yeah, actually held in place, so pretty cool. Now the bigger one. Let's see how this one fits. This one also technically fits in the small pocket, but yeah, it's partially outside, but yeah. See how this one holds up? Yeah. Obviously it's heavier, so needs a bit of a stronger pocket clip, but yeah, now let's try this pocket, so it's a bit deeper. Yeah, this pocket clip is not that sturdy. Let's try it again, in case I did something wrong. Yeah. To compare it, to give it a fair shot, let's also compare it to the ROXON. This one's also not the strongest one. Be sure it will be. Yeah, it's pretty similar. But yeah, all in all, as multitools are fairly heavy, yeah, I think it's pretty normal. Could be a bit stronger. So let's compare it with the Leatherman Rev. See how this goes. So, yeah, they're all pretty similar. Yeah, as you can see, they are pretty comparable when it comes to size. So yeah, it's pretty much the same size as the ROXON. I'll display the measurements and yeah, on the screen you can see them. So yeah, there they are. And when it comes to this one, it's also pretty comparable to the standard, yeah, compact multitool knives. Yeah, and again, the measurements are on the screen. So if you want to see the size, yeah, here it is. And one more thing I want to test are the pliers. As yeah, these do move quite a lot. Let's compare them with the ROXON. Let's bite in on the ends of the stick. Let's see if we can feel some movement. It's obviously hard to see. Yeah. Can we feel something? Let's say there's a bit of movement, but yeah, not that much. But yeah, all in all, these tools are pretty cool, I'd say. They are pretty budget friendly, so yeah. As the small tool pocket knife costs about the same as the ROXON General Light, so yeah, they're pretty comparable. And this one costs about 10 bucks more, so yeah, pretty similar. Actually forgot to show you also the bits. We almost blew past them, so that's a shame on me. I'm pretty sure they go on the end of the screwdriver, so yeah, it's pretty similar to the ROXON. Not the ROXON, but ROXON. They have a pretty similar system, but yeah, that one jiggled around quite a lot. So let's see how these ones hold up. Yeah, should go something like this. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, just need to position it right, so this one also jiggles a bit. Let's check if I have the ROXON. Yeah, the ROXON jiggled quite a lot, so let's see how they compare side by side. So yeah, this is the ROXON. It's very similar. As you can see, it jiggles quite a lot. And then this one, the Badger Outdoors. It's quite a lot less. And as you can see, it's also larger. So yeah, this one I'm pretty sure used the standard 1/4 inch bits, so that's also pretty cool. Let's put a bit in. It's also magnetized, so that's pretty cool. But the downside is that the other part, I guess it's not. So you put a bit in, you lose the whole adapter. So that's pretty funny. Because yeah, the bit should hold in place by the magnet, so it's safe and doesn't fall off. But in this case, it will fall off with the adapter, which is magnetized. So yeah, it's pretty funny. So yeah, yeah, all in all, yeah, these ones are, I'd say, pretty decent, interesting budget options. Yeah, I'd say they're not the best, but if you're interested in the tools they offer, yeah, the locking mechanisms seem to work pretty well, which is pretty cool. The pliers are spring-loaded, so yeah, it's also pretty nice. And yeah, other than that, it's a pretty cool assortment of tools. Let's also see how the wire cutter, rope cutter works. Yeah, I guess there's a reason why I didn't test it later before. Yeah, I'd simply use either the knife or the scissors as this one. Yeah, that's tough. But yeah, considering there are budget options and yeah, they're 30-40 bucks. Yeah, they're pretty similar to the other options. There are some reasons to consider them, so yeah, especially my favorite part is the scissors, and yeah, the knife for the price is very smooth if you sharpen it. So yeah, these two parts are my favorite. Then yeah, of course the spring-loaded pliers, and yeah, the other tools I showed. So yeah, all in all, pretty cool. Let me know which one of these you like more, and yeah, if you want to pick one up, I'll leave the links in the description. And yeah, if you like this review, leave a like, subscribe, and see you next one. Bye.